Glad you're with us here on Under the Hood with Jonathan Hood. Coming to Chicago, kind of, at the Improv in Schaumburg. Go right now as we have our conversation, chicago.improv.com. Coming to the Chicago Improv will be Gary Owen. Don't forget to go there Friday, July 13th, 2 shows, 8 and 10:15. Saturday on the 14th, 2 shows, 7 and 9:15. And Sunday the 15th at 7 o'clock. Gary Owen is with us here on ESPN 1000. Gary, Jonathan Hood, thanks so much for your time.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Gary, tell me this, man. How does it feel to be the most famous face in Ohio now that LeBron is gone?
Feels good, man. It's been a terrible. Honestly, it's been a terrible couple weeks to be in Ohio. You got Stipe Miocic just lost to Daniel Cormier.
Right.
He's an Ohio guy. LeBron left, an Ohio guy. Jesus Christ, the Reds lost 2 in a row to the Cubs. Just the past 2 days, heartbreaking losses. I'm looking forward to the Bengals. You know, I don't think I've ever looked forward to Andy Dalton so much in my life.
Is there any brother that you know in the history of your life that has more job security than Marvin Lewis?
No, I think he has a sex tape on Mike Brown. There's just no other explanation. He's got him in some compromising positions. I've just never seen that. And especially when you think about, look what the Eagles and Rams have done when they changed head coaches and completely changed the culture. It was like, you know, the talent was always there, but they just brought in new coaches and the guys started to play for them. And I'm like, You know, it's a bad off season when our big pickup is the offensive line coach.
Right. I've never seen anything like this.
That was like this huge news, like, yo, we got the Cowboys offensive line coach. Great.
Gary, I've never seen anything like this, man. I mean, after all these years, you know there's time for a change, but Marvin is still in there. It's not like he's just won 1 Super Bowl and he's just, you know, kind of just lingered. There's nothing coming out of Cincinnati, no championships, no. What's going on with this?
What they say the definition of insanity is keep doing the same things and expecting different results.
Right.
And that's what we're doing right now. And I guess what it is, you know, obviously Paul Brown was a genius, was an amazing head coach, amazing scout of talent, and he was a great GM and for the Bengals. And then the son took over, but everyone can't do what their dad did. I mean, Michael Jordan's kids didn't turn out like Michael Jordan. My dad's a FedEx driver. I can't deliver a box.
Right.
I could never deliver packages like my dad. He was a beast.
Don't forget.
It's so frustrating. And right now, I'm completely drinking the Kool-Aid again. I'm like, I think we got a shot. I do. Joe Mixon, watch out.
All you have is hope. That's all you have, Gary, right now. That's all you have is hope with the Bengals.
I don't know. We'll see what happens, man. It's a good time to be a Bengals fan right now, preseason.
Right.
It's a good time.
Exactly. Gary's going to be at the Chicago Improv again over the weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Go to chicagoimprov.com. Gary Owen joins me, Jonathan Hood, on ESPN 1000 and the ESPN app. Do you still have your Bengals truck?
No, we did that for the TV show, but no, I got it unwrapped once we got done. I'm back to just the regular Tahoe.
What? Didn't you have room in the garage to keep that thing?
I had a TV show on BT called Gary Owen Show.
Sure.
And 2 years ago for my birthday, my wife surprised me. She wrapped my Chevy Tahoe, because it was already black, she wrapped it in orange tiger stripes. So, I mean, I was a hit that season, 2016. My truck was a bigger hit than the team that year.
Right. So now you just went regular Tahoe now.
Nah, just regular. I'm just regular driving now. We took the wrap off. I thought it was me. I thought I jinxed him.
I'll ask you about this because last time we had our brief conversation, we were talking about LeBron James going to Los Angeles. So with LeBron going to L.A., I just think that he was so disenchanted with Dan Gilbert, the owner, and just the whole thing with Cleveland. He just wanted to bounce. Even if there's no championships, he just wanted to be in L.A. Do you foresee him winning any championships while he's with the Lakers?
Oh, yeah. My prediction is they're gearing up for 2019. I think Cleveland, they went a little premature in 2015, just because the East was so weak. But I think even in Cleveland, they were geared up for 2016. I think the Lakers, Magic and them, they're not going to sit around and wait. They're gearing up for the big free agent class 2019 because, you got to look at Klay Thompson will be a free agent. Does he want to move on and be Batman and Robin with LeBron? That's a perfect player for LeBron to play with. Spread the court, dish it out. He hits that three wide open. And DeMarcus Cousins, we're going to find out if he did the smart thing or not by signing the 1-year deal. And all he's got to do is a couple good playoff games, he's going to get a max deal. If he go to LA next year. So there's a lot of great free agents out there, but I think the Lakers are geared up for 2019. Just my prediction.
Gary, do you remember the first time a sports figure came to one of your shows and it surprised you? Like you didn't know he was going to be in the club, and then you saw him front row, and you're like, "Wow, I can't believe that this guy came to my show."
Oh, it's easy. Shaq. I met my wife through Shaq.
Okay.
Shaq would play for the Lakers. He had a clothing line called Twism, stood for "The World Is Mine," and he brought his staff out to a comedy club one night, and I went up. And they weren't there to see me, but they were there at the show. And so Shaq was sitting there, and then his staff was, and I wanted to meet him after the show, so I went out behind the Comedy Store in L.A., and I met him, and that's also where I met my wife. And Shaq still takes credit for introducing us to this day. That's an easy one right there.
Okay. Well, I want to know about the process. What was it like for you sitting in that green room trying to get on BET's Comic View? What was that like for you?
I didn't give it much thought. I've always just wanted to tell jokes to whoever. So, honestly, I didn't think nothing of it. I would have went on Telemundo if I spoke Spanish.
Wherever the hustle is, right?
Yeah, I would have went on CMT. I could care less. I just want to make people laugh. I don't care who's in the audience.
Okay.
So BET was just the first one that had open auditions, and anybody could audition. And I said, all right. So I just went.
Gary Owen is going to be in Chicago, kind of. We'll be at Schaumburg. Again, chicago.improv.com. There, again, 2 shows on Friday, 2 shows on Saturday, 1 on Sunday at 7 o'clock. Get there early. As I told Deion Cole, you got to make sure you get there early, because as I stood there in my gaiters with my wife standing there, it took a while. So if you're there late, you're going to pay for it. So definitely get there early to see Gary Owen at the Chicago Improv in Schaumburg. When did you first realize, Gary, that your brand of comedy resonated with black audiences?
Oh, man. I don't know. You know what it was? It's just when I started, I couldn't get up in any of the quote-unquote mainstream rooms, but I could get up at all the black quote-unquote hood spots in San Diego. And when I first started, I wasn't even doing comedy clubs. I remember I was just trying to get on stage anywhere, so I would go to, like, karaoke bars. And instead of singing karaoke songs, I would tell jokes. Mm-hmm. And everybody knew, oh, here comes the funny dude. It really isn't like my jokes resonate. They resonate with everybody. It's just, the black people were exposed to me early just because of BET, and most of the movies I've been on have black lead actors.
I think the other reason why is just because...
Very much like Karl Malone in Utah.
Yeah,
very much like Karl Malone.
It's not like Karl Malone.
His game is good wherever, but, he really resonated with them jazz fans.
That's not... Okay. Oh, we're going to go with that. Okay, cool. That's what happened. Yeah, sure.
Karl Malone of comedy, baby.
Yes. That makes sense, sure. So usually, Gary, how we are able to have a sense of humor because it comes from maybe somebody in our family, someone that you saw that maybe just stumbling down drunk or just always had funny anecdotes. Who was the funniest person in your family growing up?
Well, I ran away a lot. But I would say my dad, and my mom and dad were never together, but my real dad is a funny dude. He's a funny dude. So I would say I get my sense of humor from him.
You remember anything?
He's definitely a funny dude.
What do you remember?
There's a lot of things he said, but I can't say on the air.
You could give us
There's
something.
a lot of things he said. I've said it in my act before, but I can't say it on the air.
Okay. All right. Is there someone in comedy that you enjoyed growing up? Because usually it comes from comedy records or seeing something on TV. Do you remember comedians that you enjoyed growing up?
2 I enjoyed the most growing up was Eddie Murphy and Sam Kinison.
Polar
without
opposites.
question.
Yeah. Why those 2?
Well, Eddie was the most popular with Delirious and Raw, and then Sam was the one we had cassette tape. We had cassette tapes, and we were driving around in my buddy's cars, and like, I can't believe you said that. I can't believe you said that about God.
Right.
We just couldn't believe it. Like, he was doing something totally different. So it was Sam Kinison and Eddie Murphy, the two that resonated with me the most growing up.
Gary, are you? How much are you enjoying your podcast? It's the Get Some podcast. You can find that on Apple Music, TuneIn, or wherever you find your podcast. The Get Some podcast. You can download that as we have our conversation here. Well, what do you? How much are you enjoying the podcast business?
Oh, I love it. I didn't think I'd like it. I always thought I'm not doing no podcast, and now I'm like this. I can't wait to do it every week. It's just there's so much to talk about, and then. It's fascinating that people are interested in your life. I mean, it's a cool thing, but it's just, I always feel like my podcast is I get to give my opinions on things, and then it's almost like I'm peeling back the curtain as to what's going on in my life, off stage, because people a lot of times they don't get that from comedians.
No, first of all, sometimes they just say, just laugh, just make me laugh, and they don't want to hear about serious issues or want to know your thoughts on politics or sports or whatever. They just want to hear people laugh. So when you have a perspective, I guess that's what entices people to listen. Yeah,
I love it. I mean, it's something I look forward to every week. I hate it when I'm on the road. I'm always like, where can I go do it at? I got that Yeti and on my laptop, but it's just a nice little outlet for me.
Who are you mistaken for the most when people see you?
Tommy from Power.
Yeah.
Joseph Sikora, who's a Chicago guy, by the way.
He is, yes.
Yep.
How about the Miz?
The Miz is an Ohio guy, and I don't get the Miz too much. I used to get Troy Aikman quite a bit.
Right.
And Biff from Back to the Future.
Now Biff was over at one point, right? There was people who was into Biff from Back in the Future, back in the day, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so Biff, Tommy, and Troy Aikman. I'm like a hybrid of those three.
Is that what it is? Okay. How you told a story on the Breakfast Club, I think maybe earlier this year, maybe last year. You were talking about how there's so much sensitivity in comedy. There was a show you did. Was it in Florida? There was a wedding party and they walked out on you because they didn't like the type of comedy that you were doing? How often are you getting that? And how sensitive are people today when you're doing a set?
Oh, that's the last time I got it. They didn't walk out because of my jokes. They walked out because one, the club didn't have any control of the club, and they weren't really there to see stand-up. Somebody got married Saturday. They came to the Sunday show because they happened to be on Marco Island, Florida, an extra day, and they just still thought they was at a party. So they kept interrupting. They interrupted the host, they interrupted the feature, and then they started to interrupt me. And so I went in on them, and then they all got kicked out. But that's the last time it happened. That doesn't happen a lot. But the funniest was when they tried to get the crowd on their side, and the crowd turned on them. Oh, my God. I can't say what they said on air, but, it was so funny. Because I had to kick them out. I was like, you guys got to go. And the girl goes, well, if you would be telling some funny jokes, we wouldn't be talking, right? And the whole crowd was just started like cussing them out. You better sit your thing down, Dick. They left there so fast.
Gary, that's the best when you don't have to say anything and the crowd is doing the work for you, right?
Yeah, it was beautiful. It was a beautiful night, actually, after they left.
It was much better, right? What are your memories of Chicago? You're going to be in Chicago, kind of. So what are your memories of coming here?
Memory, let me see. I've done numerous events for the Bulls in the past. I love the Reinsdorfs. They always take care of me if me and my family want to come to a game. Mm-hmm. I was hot on the Bears when my boy played here, Brandon Marshall. That was my guy. Still my guy. So I got a lot of good sports memories with the Bears. I know there's a few guys from the White Sox reached out to me on social media, so they're going to come out to a game. But maybe they should practice more. I might want to tell them, you guys don't come to my show and stay in the batting cages for a couple more days.
Come on, Gary. As a Sox fan, I will take that. I will take that right between the eyes because it has been tough.
They There's somebody. There was somebody in the front office called and said some of the guys want to come out. And I said, yeah, of course I'll take care of them. And then offered me tickets to a game. And I looked at the schedule, so they do have some day games this weekend. So I'm definitely going to go to a White Sox game this weekend in between my shows. And so, and my son will be with me. I don't know if you know, my son's doing stand-up now.
He is.
Yeah, it's on YouTube. His first set's on YouTube. He's pretty good. So he's going to go up a couple nights and mess around.
Would you want him to open for you for any shows?
Oh, yeah. My goal is to open for him one day. I want to have the King Griffey Senior Junior relationship.
I know.
I want him to take care of me.
Okay, that makes sense. Again, ChicagoImprov.com. That's where you get your tickets. Get there early at the Chicago Improv for 2 shows, July 13th, again, 8 and 10:15 on Saturday. On the 14th, 2 shows, 7 and 9:15. And on the 15th on Sunday, the single show, 7 o'clock. On the 15th on Sunday. Gary, I'm glad you spent some time. I did the whole interview without adding an S to your name like most of us do. just playing that, Gary Owen. Not Gary. Hey, you Gary Owens, right? Is you Gary Owens?
Yeah. No S.
Okay. Thanks so much for coming on the show.
Man. Get there early.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you.